Why our development plans are compromised?
There is no planning in Pakistan at all. In our country, all ministers pretend they are champions and they're playing their own game. The politicians own the housing societies. So they're into this game, what I call Plotistan, where the whole of Pakistan is made into plots. Housing societies take 30 years to make. For 30 years, we have empty plots, then people make houses, etc. It's a slow mode of development, a silly mode of development. This is what we are on in Pakistan. And I'm sorry, nobody wants to change it. The Prime Minister is too busy building projects. The MNAs, most of them are construction people. They're too busy making money from construction. And the third thing is they want to make big flyovers, etc., which also block the water and traffic and everything.
All of a sudden, conceiving the dams idea, do you think is construction of more and more dams is a solution to avert this flooding?
When you want to store water, you want to build dams. When you want to stop the flood, you want to build dams. Both can't be true. So I'm not sure whether the dams is a solution or whether the Prime Minister has just heard it from somewhere. Does the Prime Minister ever study? I mean, the question to ask the Prime Minister is, do you make pronouncements on the basis of just somebody coming and telling you something, or do you have a study? Has he got a study? Has he even looked at a study? Has the Planning Minister ever done a study? Can the Planning Minister do a study?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to Program Insight in V News English. Dear viewers, as you are witnessing devastating floods across Pakistan, some of the new things happened this time during this monsoon season, including in the month of July and in the month of August, some of the unexpected flash floods, glacier melt, and these all things. But more painful picture was that there have been built structures along with the big rivers in Gilgit-Baltistan, in KP, and also in Punjab. Punjab, which has several rivers, but the main river that crosses from Lahore, that is called Ravi River. So hundreds of area along with the Ravi River has been encroached by housing societies. And hundreds and thousands of acres of agriculture lands have been converted into housing colonies. Who made these compromises that devastation Pakistan is currently witnessing? Thousands and thousands of people have been displaced in Pakistan. Although government ministers are making statement that these things should not have happened. If they are saying that these things should not have happened, then actually who is responsible for planning and development? If there is a proper planning and development by the federal government, by provincial government, then why there is compromise? Who is to be held responsible? In today's conversation, we will discuss that what sort of planning and development plans are made. And when these documents, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years plans are compromised, and then ultimately country is pushed into devastation during rains. Today, we will discuss these all things. We are fortunate to have with us former Deputy Chairman Planning Commission of Pakistan, Dr. Nadeem Haque, very, very noted economist, a development economist, and he also headed Pakistan Institute of Development Economic as its rector. Dr. Saab, very warm welcome to Program Insight.
Thank you.
To the point question is, whatever you are witnessing, actually, please share the stories of your time when you were heading Planning and Development Ministry as a Deputy Chairman Planning Commission. Whether these things are taken into consideration once plans are made, that these areas are reserved for agriculture, these areas are reserved for industry, these areas are going to be given for housing and something like that. I'm sure in every big city like Islamabad, where you and me live, there is a Capital Development Authority, and there are plans made. Everything is subject to the approval by Planning and Development Ministries and huge ministry. And you headed that top commission. Please share your thoughts. Why our development plans are compromised?
Let me tell you 2 or 3 things. First, There is no planning in Pakistan at all. You can only plan for people who can think and who can collaborate and who can agree to work together. In our country, all ministers pretend they are champions and they're playing their own game. So if you recall, even in cricket or football, you have to plan as a team. People have to play their positions. Here, nobody wants to play their position. And the most important thing is the prime minister wants to do everything, or the chief minister, and they want to do everything today and on a whim. On a whim. Just somebody came and told them, make a highway, they'll make a highway. Somebody tell them, make this, they'll do that. So first of all, there is no planning in the country. Secondly, the problem with the flood and the cities is, I've been saying this for 40 years, our cities are not planned at all. Our cities are a disaster. Why? Because the government wants to control the center of the city. The center of the city is reserved for government houses and offices. In all cities, the center of the city is reserved for government offices and housing. They have large houses in the center of the city. Houses, 1,000, 4,000 square yard, 5,000 square yard houses for DCs, commissioners, ministers. Everybody lives in the center of city. Nowhere in the world do officials live in the center of the city. Only in Pakistan do officials live in the center of every city. And only in Pakistan do they block traffic in the middle of cities. They've got gated estates in the middle of cities, where there should have been a shopping mall or a tower of flats or a tower of offices, are houses of the elite officials. Now, when you have that kind of a position in city centers, population has to go somewhere. We've got a huge population, large migration to cities. When I was growing up in Lahore, the population of Lahore was about 200,000 or 300,000 people. Today, Lahore is 15 million people. So where do the rest of the people go? Where will they go? If they can't
15
come
to 20 million, exactly, approximately.
So if they can't come and live into the center of cities,
they will move into.
If you try and think about it, the center of London, the center of New York, the center of Chicago, center of every city as where people have flats and slums and where people come and do their things. Here you have officialdom in the center of cities. So where do people go? They have to go outside the city. And the bureaucrats love it. They said, don't come here and build here. Build outside the city. And they've got, in the whole city, they've got this height restriction that nobody can build a house more than 2 stories. So when you can't build a house more than 2 stories, where will people go? Then they say you can't build a house more than 2 stories anyway. Even if you go to London or New York, you will not see a 2-story house. Houses are 5, 6 stories. In the center of cities, they're 10 stories. The whole of Paris is over 6 stories. But this battle I've had for 40 years, and they don't want to change that. They say, no, we will live in the center of city. We will have our houses, our golf courses, our estates in the center of city. Gated estates. So everybody has to go outside the city. When they go outside the city, they want to maintain us. Everybody wants to live close to the city because that's where jobs are. City centers have jobs. So, right, they have to go outside the city.
Quick movement.
So then they'll go. Then they'll go into it. Then come the politicians. The politicians own the housing societies. So they're into this game, what I call Plotistan, where the whole of Pakistan is made into plots. Housing societies take 30 years to make. For 30 years, we have empty plots. Then people make houses, etc. It's a slow mode of development, a silly mode of development. This is what we are on in Pakistan. And I'm sorry, nobody wants to change it. The Prime Minister is too busy building projects. The MNAs, most of them are construction people. They're too busy making money from construction. And the third thing is they want to make big flyovers, etc., which also block the water and traffic and everything. So our entire thinking paradigm, I won't say planning, our entire thinking paradigm is flawed. And the problem is your ministers and your government is too busy taking tours. They're sitting in boats and cars and enjoying themselves.
In helicopters,
then they want to,
luxury
helicopters, and then they want to go to China 3 times a year, 4 times a year, 3-4 times a year to Dubai, 5 times a year to Azerbaijan, 10 times a year to whatever. They are on a constant, frequent flight trip. So what do you want to do? They have no time to think when they meet in the cabinet. I've sat in the cabinet for a few years. I've sat in the cabinet for ECC, etc., etc. It is a joke. It is a joke. They just have meetings for the sake of meetings. There is no debate, no discussion, no papers, no preparation. So what do you expect?
Disaster ahead then? Exactly.
I don't know, disaster or not. I mean, quite frankly, the people are enterprising, people are hardworking, people go out and do things. The informal economy is what makes this country grow. The informal economy is where things are happening. People want to do things outside the view of the government. These people are making this country work. Whatever the government touches becomes dust. If it's gold, it becomes dust. So the people are saying, hey, stay out of the way of the government. You can do smuggling, you can do tax avoidance, you can do anything, but make some money. And that's what's keeping the country going. So that's the way it should go. And the government should recede into nothing, unfortunately. If that can happen, we'll do well.
Doctors are development practitioners, and like when, as you said, that you have been sitting in cabinet meeting, in economic coordination committee meeting, and these all meeting, and planning commission. Of course, these are all massive plans, projects, developing railway line, motorways, and these all things, whether to allow, along with the RUDA was, of course, this Ravi Urban Development Agency, and that entire plan was accorded approval during the previous political government. My question is now, as a boss of the Planning Commission, do you share your concern, Mr. Prime Minister, that if it is done, this will be the consequences? And your concerns or your suggestion, it may be called suggestion or concern, may be taken under consideration or simply ignored?
They're not interested in any. Look, first of all, look at the average level of education of the cabinet, right? Look at the level of specialization in the cabinet. There are no economists there, right? You have a banker for a finance minister. And there are no economists anywhere in the government, neither the Planning Commission nor in the Ministry of Finance, right? There are no specialists anywhere. When you talk about power sector, there are no people who know the power sector policy. They take a banker and put him in charge of the power sector, right? We don't know skills. We just want to divide the spoils. We are not interested in skills. We are not interested in getting, for example, you'll never see a good report on any subject that is being studied.
May report perfectly
no policy.
What exactly is the issue. True.
Sorry?
I said that your concern is very perfect and true, that there is no reporter exactly who may have perfect knowledge of that particular issue exactly.
No, what I'm saying is slightly different. If you want to make a building, you go to a banker or to an architect. If you have a problem with your heart, do you go to a cardiologist or a barber, right? If you have a medical problem, let's say you have a problem with your nervous system, do you go to a neurologist or do you go to a banker, right?
Exactly.
Here, for every problem, we have the same solution. Put a politician in charge. Why? Because he's related to somebody. There are no real politicians too. Or put a banker in charge, or put a civil servant in charge. We have no expertise. So it's like, as I said, if you want to go to get your heart looked at, you don't want to go to a cardiologist. You want to go to the local barber, or go to the local mistri, go to the car mechanic. That's the policy. That's the government we have. What can we do?
That's true. So another thing is, whenever there is devastation, then estimates are made, and if estimates are so high, and you remember in 2022, there were also floods in Punjab and also in Sindh and some parts of Balochistan. Ultimately, Pakistan went to the donors. There was a donor conference ultimately. So, but after a few days or weeks, once the water will be flowing out, what do you think? another planning is needed for rehabilitation of affected areas. What do you think? How to make that planning so that people's homes, their livelihood, and things like that could be restored so that they could come to the normal life. That needs another planning.
I don't think anything is required. We live in a floodplain. We've lived here for 5,000, 30,000 years. This is a floodplain. It's been like that for the last million years or something. Water comes, water goes. That's fine. Our people have lived here. They know how to live with a flood. I know every year in my life, you must have seen it too, there is a flood every year. Sometimes a little more, sometimes
Rains,
less.
flash floods every year.
So big deal. So people will adjust. It'll be okay. The government will forget about it. The government forgets about it every year. It'll forget about it tomorrow. Today they're roaming around boats because it looks like good on TV. In a few days, they'll have forgotten about it. The last time when the flood happened, there was a donor meeting, but the donors gave us nothing. And they will not give us anything. Exactly. They also know that we beg for no reason, so they will give us nothing too.
Doctor, another thing I would like to draw your attention on the statement of Prime Minister yesterday. He said there should have been dams, and now we will be working on dams. All of a sudden, conceiving the dams idea, do you think is construction of more and more dams is a solution to avert this flooding?
I don't know, and I'm not enough of a water expert, but yesterday on Shazib's show, there was a water expert, Hassan Abbas, and he said that, when you want to store water, you want to build dams. When you want to stop the flood, you want to build dams. Both can't be true. So I'm not sure whether the dams are the solution or whether the Prime Minister has just heard it from somewhere. Does the Prime Minister have a study? I mean, the question to ask the Prime Minister is, do you make pronouncements on the basis of just somebody coming and telling you something, or do you have a study? Has he got a study? Has he even looked at a study? Has the planning minister ever done a study? Can the planning minister do a study? Does he have people in the planning commission who can do a study? Does he have people anywhere in the country that who can do studies? Unfortunately, we don't. So the Prime Minister makes statements, the media picks them up, but they're meaningless statements. It'll be forgotten by tomorrow.
There was another, today we were watching a press conference by Mr. Musaddiq Mali, Federal Minister, and he admitted that elites have their hotels, their resorts, along with the rivers. This is an open confession by a sitting cabinet member. But question arises, whatever happened, and as you regretted, and I am regretting, that devastation has already been caused. Millions and millions of course, agricultural lands and all residential areas have been destroyed just to protect these hotels and resorts which are owned by the elite. Do you think, as the government is making commitments, that action will be taken?
I don't think again, I think Musaddiq is not making a fair statement. I don't think ministers should be able to get away with irresponsible statements. If he's making that statement, he should give us some proof. What elite hotels have caused a problem? Hotels have also suffered in the past. The water does not recognize elites, okay? So I think Musaddiq is going over the top. He should give us a study or not make such statements. The problem is they make statements and you media people follow them without thinking. There is no proof to what he's saying. I mean, hotels, it's not as if the water looks for, this is an elite hotel. I won't go here. I'll go to the poor place. That's a silly statement. It doesn't mean anything.
Doctor, once our viewers will be definitely watching this conversation, they will be saying there is no solution. So what do you think? What things should be revamped? There should be complete revamping of what this planning and development. If there is any, even 1 or 2% or 5%, as you said in the beginning, there is no planning, there is no development. But whatever are the existing structure, what do you think? What to do with that structure? This should be revamped.
What structure are you talking about? There's no structure. There's the whims of the ministers. There's no structure. The Prime Minister does what he wants. Chief Minister does what she wants, and the ministers, whoever's powerful gets away with it. There's no structure. What structure are you talking about?
Then Pakistan will continue to suffer like this?
What suffer? Pakistan is doing very well.
Pakistan is doing very well. So
There's no,
currently, we are
there's
not
no problem.
witnessing Pakistan is doing very well. There is huge suffering and pain felt by the
Where?
common people.
Where? I mean, this is just a myth that you media people propound. There's no suffering, no. If people suffer, they will speak. People are not suffering, they're not speaking. Maybe they like to be mistreated. Maybe they like to be servants. So that's okay. People who are upset, who feel they need a new future, always rise and say something about it. They may not come out on the streets, they may not yell and scream, but people always have a narrative that prevails. If the narrative comes out and people say we are uncomfortable, we are unhappy, help up, we want to do it this way or that way, they'll do it. I'll give you an example. People want Islam. They've got it. People want Islam. People want Islamic banking, Islamic laws, Islamic, whatever, Tawheen Rasalat. They've got it.
All Sharia laws, Sharia banking, everything, they've got it.
And even outside the country, they do the same thing. So they're happy. They're not hurting. If they were hurting, they'd come out and say something. The world over, people ask for change when they are ready. Our people are not ready for change. They don't want change.
Then since in the conversation you talked about China, that everyone visits China, the ministers, politicians, policymakers, bureaucrats, and you have also visited China a number of times. So do you think Chinese model of development and planning should be followed?
Chinese model of development and planning, we can't follow. I mean, are you telling me, can you follow the English model? Can you follow the Russian model? Nobody follows any other's model. You have to make your own model. What is your model? You want a big beard and your bloody hijab, and you want to work 2 hours in a day. You don't want to do any serious work. You don't want to learn anything new. You don't want to have a new conversation. You want to go for 1400 years into the past. What I don't understand. How can you follow any model with that thing? You've got your own model. You want to go backward. You don't want to go forward. You don't want to learn. You want to worship the politicians. That's your model.
And
but don't talk about following somebody else's model.
Exactly.
Sorry?
This model will not change the destiny of this nation. Coming to then again, we have a huge governance setup. But ultimately, on a serious note, where are the hurdles actually? Since the viewers would be definitely, they would like to listen as an expert from you that where is the hurdle? Where is the problem? That could be addressed.
Sir, I have written tons of books on this subject. I've written lots of stuff. I've got my podcast. I've got so much stuff there.
Precisely.
Nobody cares. Nobody wants to read. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody understands. Please. Let us stop this thing that people are interested. People are not interested. My podcast is on the bloody YouTube. I think there's about 500 or 600 hours of stuff there. I've been talking to on every program, everywhere. Who's interested? There are books written. Many of us, not just me, many of us write about things. People are not interested, please. That's what I'm trying to tell you. People's mindset is, hey, we want to go back. Or we want to go forwards to heaven. We don't want to live in this world. We are not a people who want to live in this world. We are looking for heaven. So quite frankly, the day people are interested, change happens. But people are not interested.
And who will bring that change? Yeah, this every day, you and me and your hundreds of podcasts, who will bring the revolution? Who will change this status quo?
That's what I'm saying. Change is not like dinner. I think you people, this is the problem with Pakistan. You people think that there is a restaurant, you go there and just bring me change. And the cook will bring change and push it to you. No, sir, no. Change has to be made by people. People get the change that they want, just like they got the Islamic change that they wanted. If they want change, they have to put their minds to it and change. It's not a question of who. The answer to who is the people have to bring the change, not some leader. If you wait for a leader, the leader will come and con you, will not give you a change. So the people have to bring the change. People have to want the change. People have to want to get better in this life, not in the next life, in this life. They have to want better things in this life. However, if they want things better things in the next life and suffer in this life, then the leaders will make them suffer in this life as they are making them suffer in this life. So that's fine.
People wanted to listen from an expert from you that what is the real estimate of this entire loss? It will be a huge impact again on economy. The loss that currently
wrong.
four provinces
22 flood, was there a loss? 2010 flood, was there a loss?
Yes.
No loss. So this year also there will be no loss.
No loss. No profit, no loss.
Oh, profit is up in heaven, not here. Here we don't want profit. Profit is in heaven. We are waiting for heaven. We are a nation that's waiting for heaven. We don't want profit here. So finished.
So then, keeping in view these things, that people are not interested in bringing change. They are not interested in making forward movement, progressive approach. This is what, if I catch your remarks rightly, then what is the future of this country? There must be some future.
Future of this country is, for 80 years, what we've done, that is the future.
That was the past.
80 years that we muddled along, we'll continue on that trend. We are not going to get much better. We are not going to, there's a trend, 80-year trend that we've established. That trend is not going to change. That trend is going to remain the same because the people are not ready to change. We are not ready to change. So the trend will not change.
So finally, we are moving close to the program. I would like to seek that huge money when we get this news or information from Haque, from ECC, from top forums where projects are recorded worth billions of rupees, things like that. So please share your candid and honest opinion. That entire amount is spent rightly, honestly, transparently.
Once again, I've written books on this. PSTP is a thing of the past. It's heavily politicized. It's poorly managed. Look at Neelam Jailam.
Unbelievable, that we know.
You know, $7 billion is wasted. Why? Poor management, right? So many other projects that have been wasted. Look at CPEC. We wasted the money that came in. The Planning Commission should now be seriously reformed or put to rest. Modi's abolished it virtually. We should also think of either abolishing it or seriously reforming it. The PSTP should be stopped. There is different ways of managing the PSTP. I've written about it. Many other people have written about it. I've got lots of podcasts.
What is the alternate of it?
It's not a simple alternate. You have to build things. There are no simple things in life. The problem is that we all think that it's all simple. Somehow I can press a button and I'll get hamburgers, and I'll press a button and I'll get chicken, and I'll press a button and I'll get nihari. No, sir, no. Development is a common effort where we have to all work hard and change things. Until and unless we can accept that, until and unless we can begin to think and begin to understand, the Chinese worked for the last 70 years to make this miracle that you talk about. It's not something but the Chinese system. The Chinese system is hard work, serious work. Chinese system is work 24 hours a day. Chinese system is, hey, we're going to make this country happen. That's the Chinese system. Are you willing to do that?
No one is willing to work for 24 hours, even less than that. No one.
Then just wait for heaven. Inshallah, you'll get the hoors.
Doctors are finally coming close. So how Pakistan can get rid of the foreign loans? Because every year Pakistan has to make huge payment to pay off foreign loans. And because of these huge payments, we have less money for development then.
As I have
less
told
money
many,
to develop, this spent on our people, on health, on education.
We
So
don't
how
need
this
money
could
to
be
spend.
managed?
2 points. First, we don't need, please, government doesn't need to spend on people. Please stop this silly idea that the government needs to spend on people. Government doesn't spend on people. Government spends on itself. Government spends on their houses. Government spends on their cars. Government spends on foreign trips. What money do the government? Yes, they do political gimmicks like putting out computers or giving people things, etc. That's a political gimmick. The government does very little for people. Okay? And it shouldn't. Let the people do things on their own. One thing. Second thing, for God's sakes, As I keep telling, I've told many people, there's a very famous economist who used to be the senior most guy in the fund to Ken Rogoff. He has a professor at Harvard. 3-4 months ago, he gave an interview to Tyler Cowen. And in that interview, you can search that interview, put it in your program. I've told many people, nobody has the guts to put that interview on the program. Tyler Cowen, search for Tyler Cowen and Ken Rogoff. On the 11th minute, check. Tyler Cowen asked Ken Rogoff, what about Pakistan? He said, Pakistan is a wasted country. It can't change. It will never change.
My goodness.
So he said, what about, they said, what about, should we give Pakistan more loans? He said, yeah, please keep giving them. They need a little amount of money. Just keep giving that. They'll never be able to return it. So what more can I say after that?
So your final message in this current situation where everybody is in misery, everybody is in pain, things have been devastated. You have watched clips on television, areas, thousands and thousands of acres, agriculture, residential areas, Sialkot city, which is top sports goods producing, it's all underwater. So what's your message? How to manage, coming to this, how to manage these things? Managing floods, preventing further devastation.
All you have to worry about is going to heaven. There's nothing else to manage. Just manage your life, get to heaven. Here, you're not interested. You don't want to work hard, as you said. You don't want to learn. You don't want to change the way we do things. You don't want to come on time. You don't want to do things on time. You don't want to discuss things deeply. You don't want to research or understand things. Such people don't have a future. Yeah, they have a future in heaven if they get there. I can't guarantee that
every Muslim has a future in heavens, of course. Even to reach the heavens, you must have a good list of things.
Exactly. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't. I'm sorry. This is up to Allah, not me. I'm not the judge. Allah is the judge. He will decide. But my issue is just this, that I can only talk about the modern world, and I can tell you that we are not ready for it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nadeem Haque Sahab. The take that we have taken from your conversation, that people need to work seriously, hard work, no compromise. Only with this, we can make definitely change. We can make strides. And whatever is the current situation, if people of Pakistan are serious, if they are willing to work, the change will be brought by the people of Pakistan themselves. Very thought-provoking ideas today. Thank you so much for joining despite your busy schedule. Until our next program, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.